welcome to what I think is the final, or maybe the penultimate episode in this series of videos where we're trying to determine what we're going to play next on the channel. We started with a pool of 44 games, and we've whittled it down to 5. And what I'm going to do is use this PDF from the YouTuber Mark Maxwell, whose video is linked in the description, where you basically try to use psychology to determine the next game you're going to buy. We're down to step 3, where we are going to ask each of these 5 games a series of 5 questions and assign them a score from 1 to 5 and see which one gets the most points. And that won't necessarily be the next game we play, but it's a very, very good chance that that would be the next game that we play. This isn't definitive, it's just kind of an exercise. So, the first question is, to what degree is your desire for this game driven by genuine interest rather than a fear of missing out or avoiding a loss? Okay, so genuine interest versus FOMO. So let's start with The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which there's no fear of missing out. I've already played this game to completion. I have beaten it. This is probably the game that I sunk the most hours in to, the Zelda game I've sunk the most hours into as a kid, except for maybe Ocarina of Time. So I'm generally only wanting to play it because I am interested in replaying it. It would be an absolute ton of fun. So 0 FOMO, all interest, we're going to give that a 5. Final Fantasy X. There is a little bit of a fear of missing out because it's a classic JRPG. It's one of the most esteemed Final Fantasy games, and I've never beaten it. I've played it 3 times and never finished, so there's a little bit of FOMO in terms of I don't have that on my trophy shelf. I don't have that notch on my belt. So I am generally interested in playing it because I really enjoyed it and I want to see, I want to play it through and see how it ends. But I can't say that FOMO isn't involved. Princess Peach Showtime. I think there is also some FOMO here just because I started it as a Let's Play, and part of my motivation to play it is finishing what I started. But I am also generally interested in the game. I thought it was a ton of fun, and I'd like to play more of it, but fear of missing out is part of it, I will admit. Absolutely the same with Pokemon Blue. Because I started it, I want to finish it, but I would say my interest is a little bit higher than Princess Peach Showtime, just because I've wanted to do a Nuzlocke forever. And then Pokemon Snap, I'm also giving a 5. There's 0 fear of missing it out. I've beat it probably at least 10 times. I want to play it again. Okay, so Link to the Past and Pokemon Snap got 5. Pokemon Blue version got a 4. And Final Fantasy X and Princess Peach Showtime got 3s. Okay, resetting. All right, next question. D, anchor on price. If price wasn't a factor, how high would your interest in this game be? We're going to skip this one because I already own all 5 of these games, so price is not an issue. Assess opportunity cost. How much value do you expect to get from this game versus other ways that you could spend your time and money? So what's kind of the value in playing these? So and I'm going to kind of assess this versus like, how would investing my time playing this game kind of improve me as a gamer, and also as a piece of content, how would it improve the channel? So let's start with the Link to the Past. Playing A Link to the Past again would not really improve me as a gamer because I've done it so many times before, but I do think it would be good for my channel because I do want The Legend of Zelda to be a regular part of this channel because it is one of my all-time favorite gaming franchises. Right now, this channel is basically Stardew Valley and Pokemon, and I want to branch it out. So I think it would be very good for my channel. So I'm going to give it a 4. Pokemon Snap. Again, beating it wouldn't really improve like me as a gamer so much because I've beaten it so many times before, and it's also a Pokemon game, so it wouldn't really branch me out from Stardew Valley and Pokemon, but it would get away from Pokemon Go, which is the majority of my Pokemon content, so we'll give it a 3. Pokemon Blue. This is my very first Nuzlocke, and I haven't finished, so I feel like completing my first Nuzlocke would be very good for me, and it would be very good for the channel, so I'm going to give that one a 5. Princess Peach Showtime would also branch the channel away from Pokemon and Stardew Valley, but I don't know how much value beating it would have for me to improve myself as a gamer, so... we'll give it a 3. And then Final Fantasy X, we'll give a 4 because it would branch us away from the 2 main franchises we have been playing. And honestly, it might help me as a gamer because that's just like like a long grindy RPG like that, I think is good. Okay, so that bumps Pokemon Blue version up to 9 points, and A Link to the Past up to 9 points, Final Fantasy X to 7 points, Princess Peach Showtime to 6 points, and Pokemon Snap to 8. Alright, I'm not going to say the totals anymore. I'll just tell you what the totals are at the end. I'll just add them up at the end of each question. So I think we have 2 more questions to go. Imagine the perfect scenario. How much potential does this game have to meet your expectations and deliver 100% satisfaction? So we'll start with the ones I haven't finished. I think the Princess Peach is a 5. Like, the game's been outstanding so far, and I think it's going to hit real hard. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Final Fantasy X, I could absolutely imagine a scenario where I'm disappointed with the ending after building it up in my head for all these years. And I've also had it spoiled for me, or at least part of it spoiled for me, so honestly, I could see that happening. Now, these games I've already beaten, but I guess like my expectations for replay value, I can't really imagine a scenario where I don't thoroughly enjoy these two. And then Pokemon Blue. Sometimes replaying these like old Game Boy Pokemon games isn't as good as you remember just because you miss out on all the quality of life things. Even though I love the game to death, but we'll just bump it down 1 less. So let's add those points. Gut check. Ignoring everything else, what is your current excitement level for this game? So my excitement level on a scale of 1 to 5 for each of these games. Princess Peach. 3. Pokemon Snap. 4. A Link to the Past 4. Final Fantasy X 5. And Pokemon Blue 4. Okay, so let's add up the points. I guess we'll just rank these. Okay, so we had a tie, so I guess it would be a tie for 4th place at 14 points apiece. Final Fantasy X and Princess Peach Showtime. And then in third place with 16 points, Pokemon Snap. In second place with 17 points, Pokemon Blue version. And in first place with 18 points, A Link to the Past. So, will The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past be the next game we play on this channel? Possibly. As I said in the first video, I may decide to finish Pokemon Blue or Princess Peach Showtime before I move on to a new game. And the fact that Pokemon Blue got second leads me to believe that I should maybe just go ahead and finish that before I start a new game. And then jump into Zelda, Snap. It probably wouldn't be Snap. I probably wouldn't go Pokemon, but maybe Zelda or Final Fantasy. And then come back and finish Princess Peach. And then after that, we would probably start a new farm RPG. So maybe Shepherd's Crossing or Moonstone Island or something like that. But, so if I had to give a guess, most likely the next game that I will be playing after Perfection is completed will be Pokemon Blue or A Link to the Past or Final Fantasy X. Those are my guesses. Pokemon Snap is a possibility because we could probably beat it in like 2 or 3 streams, but we'll see. Okay. That's it for the series. These are the games you're most likely to see on the channel coming up soon. Nothing is definitized. I'm still open to suggestions. Somebody could be like, hey, what about blah? And I'll be like, oh my god, I forgot about that game. So please leave your comments, post them in the Discord, shoot me a message. Again, thank you all for watching, and DarthDaimyo is blasting off again.